Hi, everyone. I'm Heather Lyle, and I help business owners and entrepreneurs stay focused on their infinite potential while I help reverse engineer their end result. And what do I mean by that? I'm kind of like Google Map. You just type in your end destination, and I give you the step-by-step directions as to how you're going to get there and help you avoid costly mistakes along the way as well, too, and make money, because that's what we're in this for, right? But anyway, today I wanted to talk to you about the 5 things that you can do to have a profitable new year. You know, it's so funny. I was working with a realtor friend of mine on developing a marketing strategy and that kind of thing. And it just kind of hit me. I was like, oh my gosh, I need to make a video about this because I think this could be hugely helpful for a lot of other people. As I think when it comes to marketing, we just get too, especially if you're not familiar with marketing, it can be daunting. It can be like, oh my God, another thing that I've got to learn, a process I've got to start, that kind of deal. But I'm telling you, these 5 steps that I'm going to share with you make it really simple. Okay. So I first want to start off by saying a little bit about me. 20 something years ago, crazy to believe it's been that long. My first job out of college, I was an account coordinator for an ad agency, and our primary account was McDonald's. Okay. And so I had the pleasure of working with, frankly, the coolest people ever. It was a great first job out of college, that's for sure. But I was able to work with these owner operators, McDonald's owner operators, McDonald's corporate people, the McDonald's marketing team. I mean, I learned so much about McDonald's and their systems and their processes and their profitability as well, too, which I really do believe lent me to the professional that I am now. And, you know, when I say planning and processes, I know that puts most people to sleep, but the businesses that want to listen to this stuff are making lots of money. Okay. And they're outperforming their competition and they're standing out in the crowd. So I want you to know that this information is coming from years and years of working with, I mean, gosh, McDonald's is a world-known brand. So the things that I'm going to share with you today stem from all the way back to my McDonald's days, okay? So I remember sitting in a meeting, marketing meeting. We'd have these monthly marketing sessions with McDonald's corporate folks. And one of my owner-operators, who I just loved, he was from southeastern Oklahoma, great guy, just lovely human. And we always would chit chat back and forth with each other and that kind of thing. We just had a great relationship. And we were talking about the marketing plan. And he goes, you know, Heather, marketing is so simple. It should not be overcomplicated. All it is, you got to be consistent with your message and deliver an exceptional customer experience. That's all you got to do. And sounds really easy, but you and I both know that there's a lot of work involved with that. So I'm going to break this down for you into 5 easy steps. Okay. Okay, we're going to be talking about developing a profitable marketing strategy. So number 1 of this strategy, describe your ideal client, your ideal customer. In detail, describe this person. I want you to write it down, okay? How old are they? Are they male, female? What do they value? Where do they live? What do they do? Where do they consume information? This is going to be hugely critical when we talk about actually marketing to this person. But, you know, just think about the person who buys your product or service and who influences them. I mean, all of these things, you need to have a very detailed description as to who this person is, what do they value, what are their pain points, what trips their trigger, so to speak. You need to clearly articulate who this person is and their pain. Okay. So describe your ideal client. At McDonald's, I'll say this much. It was so interesting. I was involved a lot with new product rollout. And, you know, we would try so many different things. I remember when I was there, we were starting the, you know, gourmet coffee. And because I know McDonald's is very famous for their coffee, but, you know, back in the early 90s, we were trying to be like a Starbucks, I guess you could say. And it didn't work. You know, people did not come to McDonald's for, you know, a Frappuccino or whatever. They came to McDonald's for a burger and a Happy Meal is what they came to McDonald's for, because their kid in the back seat was yelling for it. So, you know, we got crystal clear through all of these product launch rollouts as to, okay, who our ideal client was, who's actually coming, and who influences the decision. And in McDonald's case, The kids were huge influencers of that decision, right? Of that consumer buying decision. Anyway, all of your marketing efforts tie back to your ideal client. So spending just a little bit of time thinking about who that person actually is, you've got to get to know what's important to them in order to message to them effectively as well. Okay? Are you hearing me? Describe your ideal client. Number one. Number two, brand yourself and your business. Consistent branding increases revenue. Hands down, yes, it does. Scientifically proven, it does. So for logo and color palettes, you can go to canva.com. You can do something for free there. I think I pay $11 a month for the professional version as well too. Super easy to use, drag and drop imagery, that kind of thing. If you're looking for a more professional look and want something, professionally branded and whatnot, I use BrandLink Media. And Kimmy Huddleston is a design genius. Love her. Go to my website at heatherlyle.com. Check it out to see what she's done for me. But, and I'll be sure to put some links below as well too. But branding also means it's not just about the logo and the color palette. Okay. Branding also means it's your voice. It's your personality, right? It's how you write your copy. It's how you define yourself too, for that matter. It's the look and feel combined with the messaging. That's what we're talking about. That's what I'm going for here. All right. So number one, describing your ideal client. Number two, getting clear on your branding yourself and your business. Number three, we're going to be talking about pick your social media and platform and be consistent with it, you guys. Everyone, I tell you what, business owners in general try to be everything to everyone, right? And when you're everything to everyone, you're nothing to everyone. There's so much truth in that. You really do. It can be overwhelming too when you're trying to be everywhere all the time. And if you're a solopreneur, even if you're a business owner and you've got a staff or whatever, it's still a lot to take on, right? So I want you to go back to your ideal client. I mean, who have you described as that ideal customer? Who's buying your product or service? Which platform are they hanging out on? I mean, think about it. If you're a high-end realtor, selling, I don't know, $500,000 homes and up or whatever, your ideal client is probably not hanging out on TikTok. They're just not. They're likely hanging out on Facebook. Okay. If you are a cool, hip women's clothing retailer that appeals to more of a younger segment or whatever, or women who want to be a younger segment, want to feel like they're in a younger segment, that is, Instagram might be their jam. I don't know. This is where you need to think about your business. Who is your client? Where are they hanging out as far as social media is concerned? And that's where you need to be, my friend. You need to be exactly where your ideal client is. Okay. Let's see. What else do I want to say here? Oh yeah. Find a scheduling platform that works for you as well too. I mean, here's the thing, to help with consistency, it's one thing to have organic posts. And what I mean by your organic post is, hey, I just hop on my phone and I make a certain post right then and there. And I, push the send or whatever, and I post it immediately. That's organic. I schedule some of my posts as well too, and I use a platform called later.com. There's Hootsuite, there's other stuff out there. Later.com is what I use. It's super easy. Again, drag and drop to the day and time that you want for that post to be scheduled. Super, super easy to do. I think it's like, I don't know, 12 or 14 bucks a month or something like that. But again, the key here is consistency. Communicate. Okay, so do it on Later, do it on whatever you want to do it on, but just do it. Okay. So let's see I want to say also this much about social media. You got to get comfortable with video. And I get it. So many of us are totally scared to death to hop on and do a live video. I can tell you that my first Facebook Live was 32 seconds long. I was red-faced. I was petrified. I'm sure I was sweating bullets as well too. And I was so excited to actually push the, end session mark, the little red dot that you push to end your live video. Because I was like, oh my God, what are people thinking of me? Are they going to think I'm stupid? Are they going to think that this information is ridiculous or whatever the case may be? I was scared. But you know what? Brene Brown has a great podcast. Her podcast is called Unlocking Us. And she had an episode on about FFTs. Basically, first times. First times are hard because you don't know what to expect and it's a first time. So she has some great tips and advice on that. I highly encourage everybody to go check it out anyway. But you got to get comfortable with video. If you want to sell, if you want to make money, you got to get comfortable with video. All right. So I'm going to rehash here. Number 1 is identifying your ideal client. Number 2 is branding yourself. Number 3 is picking your social media platform and being consistent with it. Number 4 is develop a lead magnet or some sort of freebie to help leverage your social media and grow your email list. Okay, I'm going to share something that's just absolutely mind-blowing, I'm sure, but you do not own your social media platforms. Google or Mark Zuckerberg does, okay? So let me repeat, you do not own your social media platforms. You do own your email list, okay? So you need to be leveraging your social media engagement to build your email list. So, and I get it. So many people say that email is just antiquated and old school and whatever, but again, you own it. And I will say this much too. I was reading a statistic recently in some sort of sales blog about how, the big retailers, they see a 76% return on investment with their email. That's huge, y'all. So you need to be leveraging email. Okay, get creative, give something of extreme value in return for that customer's email address, okay? If you're a retailer, offer 20%, offer 50% off of one item, whatever the case may be, give something of extreme value. If you're someone who has a service offering or whatever, say you're a realtor. I'm kind of stuck on realtors right now, but say you're a realtor. What is a really good cheat sheet or a punch list of things that someone can do to get their house ready to sell, and contacts of, vetted vendors that you've used to help them with certain things to get their house ready to sell. You get the gist. Get creative, whatever your industry is and what you think might be of extreme value to give away to get that customer email, do it. All right. Number 5, email your list at least weekly. Oh my gosh, consistency is key. Ever since I started my blog post of September of 2019, I have had a weekly blog that has gone out. And certain weeks I'll have several emails as well too that I'll incorporate. But consistency is key. You've got to take care. You've got to nurture your audience. If they're willing to give you their email address, you need to be communicating with them. Because if you're not communicating with them, your competition is. They are communicating with them. So, and I'll also say this much, when you are communicating with your audience on a regular basis, you're warming them up to the sale. So when it comes time to actually sell them something, it's not like they haven't heard of you before. You've been in their inbox every week. Okay. So you're warming them up too. Leverage your email marketing based on your needs and what your customer experience looks like for you. How are you going to lead that customer through to a buying experience? Okay, so that's going to look very different for every single business. So I totally know that this is a ton of information cram packed into less than a 15-minute video. But I hope that you receive some great value from it as well, okay? And if you need help making money in the new year, I'd love to talk and walk you through some marketing strategy and help you set up these systems for a profitable year as well too. I've got a fabulous offer that I'd love to share with you and to get you kickstarted, and I'm going to link that below in the comments for you. So again, this is really basic stuff, but I realize it takes some systems and some thought process to do. So I hope you take this information and really kick some tail in 21. All right, guys, until next time, I look forward to talking to you soon.